G'day guys, what's cracking? It's Ralph here, and today I want to talk about some of the limitations of these things. They're called ball heads, and I want to offer you another solution. Now, my challenge with this is my standard ball head. Enables you to position your camera any direction you like, but the problem is there's heaps of knobs. Lots of knobs, lots of choices. When you're in a pinch and you're looking for the one that you need, you can often go the wrong one. It's very hard to make sure this is dead flat, which means it limits your opportunity when it comes to panoramas. Darker Swiss plate bracket on top isn't as tight and secure, it loosens off, and so sometimes I've actually been able to pull my camera right off as it's gradually loosened throughout the shot. And finally, it takes two hands to actually maneuver this into place and to tighten off as well as hold your camera. And so I've been looking for an alternative for quite some time, and I have one. I have one. It is called the Platyball Pro, and this one's the Elite option. So the Platyball Pro enables you to attach this through a 3/8 attachment, which is standard tripod attachment to your tripod. It also has these cool carry things, so you can stick it straight on your bag and enable it like that. But what's really cool about this is it's turned upside down. So instead of the ball being up here, the ball is down here, which means when you loosen it off, once you've got this flat and dead level, you can actually control your panoramic from here, and it stays straight, because you know with these ones you get it level here and then you turn it and it goes wonky. Now, with the ball head down here, when you turn it, it's all level still. I know, it's cool, but that's not the end of the story. It has this cool mechanism up here that you slot your camera in and you simply lock it in. Listen to this. So you put your camera on, and then you can tighten off this top swivel with simply moving this toward the lock position, and then that doesn't move at all. And you lock the ball in place by the top one. You punch that 3 times. It's not actually air compressed, it's mechanical in there. I don't know how it works, but it's some sort of wizardry that does work, which means that locks in nice and tight. And again, you unlock it by pressing this, and you can tighten it almost all the way up, and so it gives you a little bit of flexibility and movement. But what I found is you cannot, doesn't matter how many times you press this, it will not fully lock. There's always a little bit of movement if you apply extreme force. In the videos I've looked at, what they've actually done is press this 3 times and it's tightened it up. That's not so for me. Maybe I have a faulty model. I don't think so. I think it's that you know, some reviewers, they just like to sell the product. I want to see whether it's worth it, because I looked at a bunch of reviews and none of them answered some of the questions that I had. Now this holds really, really firmly. Your camera, it locks it in, and once you have your camera resting there, you just tilt that till it gets really tight, and you often go one more. But to release it, there's a simple release button. You press that button and off it comes. It takes like 10 kilos, more than you'll ever need for this sort of setup and design. But one of the really cool things is the LED on the back. And to access that, you push the on button up and it accesses these options for you. Now the central option is the arrows, and as you can see, if you gradually move that, what you want is, that means it's horizontally straight, and if you go just a touch this way, and that is now dead level. Now with that being dead level, what I would suggest in getting it there is to not put this super loose or super tight, to have it halfway in between, which gives you a bit of tension to get it exactly right, that then you can use the top knob to tighten up completely. Now this is already low on battery. Interesting enough, it has an automatic. It goes to standby if you don't touch it for 2 minutes, and it goes to turn off if you don't touch it for 10 minutes. I haven't used this a lot, and the brand new battery then it has already gone flat, so it does chew through battery life. I'm not sure at what rate, but I've used this minimally over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and the battery's already dying. So that's quite a disappointment. I would have hoped to get a lot more out of the battery life for that. Now you have 2 knobs on the screen. You can put the ball head into standby mode by simply pressing the left hand button, and you can take it out of standby mode by pressing the left hand button again. The right button controls our brightness. So if I click once, it goes less bright, twice it gets more bright, 3 times it gets super bright. You have 3 brightness settings, and I guess that's if you're shooting at night and you don't want it glowing the whole cave that you're in, perhaps you can have some control over that. Now this is where it's really helpful, because when I used this, I assumed it was straight, and I went out and I looked at the sea horizon. I'll show you now, and as I'm looking at the sea horizon, I put this dead straight, and look how off it is compared to what the factory default is. So don't rely on the factory default. Get something you know is a flat horizon like the sea. You can make sure that your camera is perfectly leveled, and once it's perfectly leveled, then what you want to do is hold down this right button for 6 seconds. If you hold it down for 6 seconds, it will reset whatever your level is as the level. If you're not happy after that, you can then go 6 seconds and reset that, or you can hold it down for 12 seconds and it goes back to whatever it started as. So the Platyball from Platyball, this is the Elite version. It's $385, which is a lot of money in my opinion for a ball head, especially since it's new tech. But I love the way they can bring new technology and old mechanics together to create something like this, and I love the potential this has. I just think there's some flaws in the system. You can get the non-elite, this is the elite version that has the LED. You can get the non-elite, which doesn't have the LED and the ability to level it both vertically and horizontally. I'm not sure why you get that. They come with this really cool plate, so this plate just sits on there. You tighten it up and it's not moving, and it's got a level, but that level is just a nightmare to work with to get this straight. I've also tried a spirit level that I've placed on top, as well as a 4-way bubble level, and none of them have been really effective in nailing the horizontal axis as the horizon is. So I just encourage you, if you're going to get this, to find a horizon. You'll probably need the sea to do that, or a really big lake. But if you've got any other ideas, I'd be more than welcome to them. And if you've got any questions about this, I had questions that I put on reviews that have been made and nobody answered. I will answer your questions, because I think it's just poor form to make a video and then not engage with people who have put their time aside to watch the video. So I thank you for this, and if this has been helpful, please subscribe, spread the word. If this review and others like it can be helpful for you, let me know what you'd like me to review. It's a cool bit of tech. I think it has a little bit of development to go still. So maybe there's a version 2 or version 3 that comes out that's well worth your time. But again, the price tag, it's right up there. So I imagine for many of you, you're like, but I'll put a link in the description. You can go check it out for yourself. I hope it's helpful. I hope you've benefited from my investment. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.